everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens have every intention of walking out of today's game with win number 4 on the season. It's the Texans going up against the Ravens. With that, let's get you on up to Baltimore as we welcome in our commentary team of Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens. They go play action here on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return will stop right around the 25. He has just been alone for opposing offenses to account for now 8 interceptions. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's got it over the middle. Fedorowicz. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And now the offense operates in the red zone. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. And this is incomplete. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller. And that'll bring up second down. Offensive starters here. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, a talented wide receiver.
And he's still looking for that ultimate recognition. He wants to be mentioned with the best receivers in the game. His numbers suggest that we should do so.
Back to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's caught at the 2. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. So it's our visitors who make the first dent in the scoreboard as they get 3 here on the initial drive of the ball game.
Yeah, it's hard to say who actually won that opening drive. On the one hand, anytime you come in as a road team and get an early lead, you're going to be thrilled. But at the same time, to have the ball as deep in enemy territory as they did and come away with only 3, that's got to be a little bit of a disappointment.
They'll come out in the pistol. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. J.J. Watt in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Gun now on third down. Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, the intended target. And it's fourth down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, That's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
This offense can be flashy at times, and a big reason for that is Perryman.
I like the way you use the word big because that's exactly what Brashad Perryman is. A big receiver with a ton of speed. Runs so well, yet that strength downfield really confounds defensive backs. Is it okay if I tell you I played against his dad in college?
Well, I'm just impressed that you worked confounds into the broadcast.
I'm impressed I'm still alive because I played against his dad in college.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
First play of the drive.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. They'll run it again with Miller. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Back to throw now. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he's got the completion to Hopkins. That one goes for 24 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden, and it's Texans. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. They'll set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. His throw incomplete. In motion left is Wilson. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Just a 5-yard pickup, but it leads to 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, got the safe completion on 3rd. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Returnable here from the 38. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially given 15. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys... will get the football back. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now a carry for Lorenzo Taliaferro. And he stopped immediately there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
One receiver left, two to the right. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Surveying the field. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Marquise Wilson, the one he was trying to get it to. And it's second down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 5, and they're going to have a third down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And the third down pass falls incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Texans take possession. And now out comes Houston. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Now he'll let it go deep right side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A huge play there for Houston. 54 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. Didn't have anything downfield, swung it out to the flat. He did the rest.
Such a staple of so many offenses we see now. You know, in our discussions with offense coordinators, how many times do they tell us, hey, this offense is designed for either a touchdown or a check down. We saw the check down on that play, and boy, was it successful.
We saw a touchdown, too. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. It's a pickup of 14 there, and that'll be good for Baltimore first. Just a heck of a catch. How does he make that play?
I wish I knew, and I wish I had his athleticism, because his ability to go up and contort his body in so many ways and still come down with the catch, phenomenal. The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he finds a man on a crossing route. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. And he comes back with 1 complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll look to throw again. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And now out comes Houston. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll set up a throw. Try to lay one up deep. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on 3rd. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They go play action here on 1st down. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw here. And he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. Bronson Kafusi. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Jeez, they don't even want to let their guys get a drink of water.
All right, third quarter. Let's get to it. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. It's a gain of 21 that time. And it's good enough for a Houston first down. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On West Coast offense, when they throw the ball.
It's caught inside the 25. A huge play there for Houston. And even 40 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Now a play fake here. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. C.J. Fedorowicz, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got time in the pocket. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Jadeveon Clowney able to drop him for a loss of a couple. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's third down. Let's go! Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield. It gets intercepted.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Underneath for Miller. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop.
And his pass is intercepted. Look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now out comes Houston. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest. One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot.
And got his man complete. They give him a gain of 38.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. Second down now after the pass completion. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him.
And now here's another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
5 yards left for the offense. It's second down. Back to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Looking to throw. And my goodness, look at the big man rumble. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. A try here for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The hook up good to Marquise Wilson. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearer.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right?
The ball comes out, and the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not there for him.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Back now in Baltimore. Second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Flush to his right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
And that's caught at the 25. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to take another shot here. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
They'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to let it go again. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
This will be fielded at the 17. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flushed out right. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. They'll get 23 yards there. And the Ravens are going to have a first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Wide open receiver complete. 23 yards on the play. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw. In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend, because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
They'll set nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. Exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Looking deep downfield. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Texans defense stands tall. And now out comes Houston. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be second down. And quickly they get to the line. On second down, here's Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard. But more importantly, it leads to 4th down. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And now here come the Ravens. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sideline, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
He
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. He'll try again with the arm here on second down, eluding the pressure right. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And all the way down to the 39. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 41 yards. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Back to throw now on first down. Finding time. And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
6 yards to go here on 2nd down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll buy some time right. And his throw is incomplete. And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield.
Defense thinking pass. They got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans will extend their lead. And the lead is now 24. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. A beautiful fake. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
15 yards through the air and a 1st down. And they're going to speed things up here. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Andre Howe. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They have the big cushion here in the final stages of this one. I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. So a big sack on 2nd down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for 3rd. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw deep. He's got a man, complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how important.
And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. They've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Shift together here from the D-line. And they're going to go soft on the corners. On the carry, it's Taliaferro. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
We got 3.